When I look at what's going on with Jamal Bryant, what's going on with Kamala Harris, it is disgusting. This is a match made in hell. You're getting on stages, you want to talk down to us, but y'all don't have to hear, from me. I can show y'all the video clip and why I don't really respect this guy. Not only for the fact that he's out here messing around with women in his congregation. He's dating reality. He was married to a reality TV personality. Now they've separated. They've been separated for a little while, but now look at the woman he's with. The church did not agree with your choice of wife, Jamal Bryant. That didn't stop you from doing that. You see, it's these guys who want to wear the cloth. They're some of the biggest sinners and offenders. That is why black men are leaving the church, Jamal Bryant. Black men are leaving the church because of men like you. They don't want to sit and listen to a liar try to talk down to them and tell them about the word of God. We will go elsewhere. The church has been so corrupted in America, it makes you not even want to be a Christian. Especially the black church, which is bought and paid for in cities like Atlanta. Now, there's probably some good pastors in Atlanta, but there's also some very shifty ones, who are bought and paid for by the Democratic Party. You are taking Kamala Harris, a woman who has never embraced her blackness, Jamal Bryant, and you want to bring her in these churches. It ain't just you, it's others. Like she's some black woman. No, she's not. You clown. And the rest of you clowns. Listen, if you want to vote for the Democratic Party, you want to support Kamala Harris, that is your choice. What's good, Eric? But for you to sit there and talk down to black men just shows me how much of a clown you are. So let's listen to what Jamal Bryant had to say.
Who don't know how to support a sister.
Yeah. Full stop.
Something is wrong with brothers who don't know how to support a sister. It was a sister that raised you. It was a sister that taught you how to read. It was a sister that taught you how to bathe yourself.
Pastor Jamal Bryant with a pointed message shortly after.
This never happens in any other race, by the way. You don't see white women. Well, you do see white women attack white men, but they do it for, power reasons. They're not, you don't see white men in churches saying these things. But see, in the black community, they have established a matriarchy. It's taken over 50 years, but they have established a matriarchy in the black community. And that matriarchy is built to control black men. But what has happened is that black men will no longer be controlled publicly. And they are doing what's best for them. And it's angering these people. Have y'all noticed it doesn't just anger black women, it angers their white liberal female counterparts. And some of the other liberal women of other groups, but mainly white liberal women. White liberal women hate black conservative men with a passion because black conservative men represents what the black community always was, and that is conservative. From the man, from the woman to the children. But we were betrayed, black men. That's what they don't want y'all to know. Black women betrayed black men all those years ago because they wanted to stand shoulder to shoulder with white liberal women. And what did they get? They got some titles, some job promotions. They got a little bit out of it, some welfare, some Section 8. But you sacrifice the family. You heifers are running around talking about you looking for a husband and you can't find one in black men. Well, that is because systematically over the last 50 years, the black community, as far as black family, has been destroyed. It was destroyed to the point of it being unrepairable. But they don't want to talk about that. You know what they want to talk about? They want to get in these churches and try to point their finger at black men in 2024. You're talking about 2 generations of men who've been raised by women, starting from the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s. You have 2 generations that have been raised by women, probably even more. And it still didn't work. Your propaganda has not worked. Black men are waking up. Make sure that y'all like the stream. Let's get the likes up. Black men, even throughout all the propaganda, they have still woken up. And it angers these people because they're like, well, damn, we've done all these things to control these men. But it's in the male DNA to not be controlled, especially the black male DNA. Why do you think these women who get into these one-sided relationships where they are in control of everything, those relationships never work? Those relationships never work because men were never intended to be under the thumb of a woman, especially a woman they're in a relationship with. So now that a lot of these men have woken up, it has awoken the anger from these simps like Jamal Bryant, a guy who slept with women in his congregation, got them pregnant, a guy who's been married from one woman to the next, the guy that has no moral compass, hasn't done anything in the black community that's actually helped black people. That's the one thing they won't tell you. But let's get into it.
President Kamala Harris spoke to his congregation. His words aimed at black men, a group both campaigns are targeting in the final stretch of the election.
Well, it's good. Finally, black men are free agents because for over 40 years or so, black people have been giving their vote away to a party that has done nothing for them. We are done. We're done. You see, nobody is targeting the black female vote because they know you heifers are so deeply propagandized and controlled. You ain't giving your vote to nobody but the Democratic Party. You got the DNC could insult you, say all these different things to you, even take opportunities from you. You're such a slave, black woman, that you will stay with the DNC because of how much of a slave mind that you really are. And you get mad when black men are not a slave-minded person like you are because you care about trinkets. You care about titles. Black men care about freedom and being able to live life the way that they want to live it. We're tired of dealing with child support hell, divorce court hell, custody, right? We're tired of being targeted for our resources. The black community was conservative up until the late 1960s. Or I think the whole civil rights movement in the 60s was aimed towards moving black people from being conservative to being Democrats. And it did work. But you know what happens? Evolution. People wake up. People do research. Again, make sure y'all like the stream. And they have figured out that we are much better off following our own path. Why do you think the MGTOW mentality was hated? Because it was about men doing for themselves. These heifers hate that. because they want us to sacrifice for them while they do nothing for us. Everything is one-sided. And they want to invoke Malcolm X. Malcolm X wasn't talking about you liberal heifers. He wasn't talking about y'all. You strong, independent women. He wasn't talking about you demons. He was talking about feminine women who are about the family, who are about a 2-parent household. That's who he was talking about. Women who actually want a husband, who want a family. Not you demonic liberal heifers who do nothing but destroy everything that you come across. That's why every company you run, you fail. And a man has to come in there and clean up your mess.
We've got to be able to vote that misogyny is still real in our community. We've got to address it head on. And
Jamal Bryant, when you were cheating on your wife, your other wife, were you displaying misogyny then? You weren't good to that black woman. What black woman have you been good to, Jamal Bryant? All you care about is yourself. And you want to throw black men under the bus, you get no respect from me. You get disrespect. Because a lot of you dudes like you, all you do is sit up here and try to point your finger like you're this mythical black man that black women need and want. They don't want anything to do with you either, Jamal Bryant. You are a pastor. That's why they show you any semblance of respect. But if you were just a blue collar, everyday black man, Jamal Bryant, you'd be going through it too. You didn't respect that black woman you was married to, but here you are pointing the finger.
not act like it doesn't exist. We've got to do some real redress that after racism, the biggest ill in America is sexism.
Y'all see how stupid this man is when it comes to the social politics of of what's going on in 2024. He says that racism is sexism. You mean the sexism that's keeping women from the successes that they are having these days? Nothing is stopping women. Women just are mass complainers. No matter how good a woman's life is these days, she's always going to bitch and complain because that's what they do. They're constantly bored because they have no love in their life. That's why they're chronically online. They're chronically online because they don't have any love in their life. And even when they do have husbands, they're always on some social media site. In 2024, these people are talking about sexism. But what about the woman that you cheated on, Jamal Bryant? I mean, you were horrible to her. You embarrassed her, shamed her. There's a lot of black men that didn't do to their wives what you did to yours. And there are things that we don't even know. You know, could you possibly be on those Diddy tapes? Because we know you's a clout chaser. I'm pretty sure you've gone to some parties. And that's why they got you out here looking like a complete fool with your eyes wide open.
And I think it's part of the responsibility of this generation to deal with it head on.
The latest polling shows black men likely breaking for Harris, a group Bryant argues will benefit more from her policy.
No, they won't. How do listen, people, she's been in office for almost 4 years as a vice president. What policies has she been putting out there in the last almost 4 years that has benefited black men? Do y'all not see how these people can say this with a straight face? What policies? A lot of black men are doing bad under her. You know why? Because she ain't doing anything for them. There's always some simp black man like a Jamal Bryant that's willing to make a fool of himself for the DNC. And that's why black men ain't going to churches. They don't want to sit in front of no Jamal Bryants. And you talking about racism and sexism. That's why you got a church full of mentally deranged women who need therapy.
and be harmed by the return of former President.
No, see, I mean, listen, I did very well financially under Donald Trump. A lot of other black men have admitted as well, because his policies and things that he did actually benefited us. Nothing Joe Biden has done over the last almost 4 years has benefited black men at all. The only people who have benefited from the Biden-Harris administration are Ukraine with the money he sent over there, and Israel. And also, people could say the gay community. People could say women. But black men haven't gotten shit from them. There's been no effort. Y'all only care about black men when it's time to vote. And y'all are not actually reaching out to black men to say, hey, black men, this is the things we're going to do. No, you are trying to use Jamal Bryant to attack black men. That is one thing I cannot respect, but that's what the DNC do. The DNC is a criminal organization headed by criminals. It's a criminal organization. What else can I say? It's a criminal organization that masquerades as a political party. But it's a criminal organization. The DNC is a criminal organization. That is what they are. And they use these useful idiots like Jamal Bryant